And we are live. Well, hi everybody. I got Tennessee H2O or TN Aqua, and it's showing right now that nobody's viewing. So, pretty much what I'm going to go with tonight is just talking about fish stuff like I was trying to last night before I had to leave. Uh, about jump starting a tank. So, I guess we'll get to that whenever some people come in. But I think
Okay.
now you go ahead anyways in case people watch it through. So what I do, and I posted a video today about it, is I use the Fritz. I mentioned it last night on Anthony's Fishy Friends stream last night, and it works really good. Now I didn't get the turbo start, so I keep forgetting to look for it. I'm kind of hoping I won't have to jump start another fish tank anytime soon. But I think it's a good idea to always have tanks ready, because you never know, like you're gonna get fish. Hi, Geek Boy. Thanks for coming in. Uh, what I did, like I said, I posted a video of it, but I think it has worked so far for me because I've actually done two videos of it where I always take a seasoned sponge filter. I'm using sand because the sand that I use is from Petco. It's good. It holds beneficial bacteria pretty good. And then I use that Fritz. And I started buying some plants that are on like lava rocks or rocks that have that they're porous to where they would hold it. So I think that's a pretty good idea to do. It's worked for me. A lot of people don't do it, but I've seen other well experienced YouTubers do it. I've followed what they do, and it actually works. I've done it in a plastic tub. That was my first video, and now I've done it in that 5 gallon fish tank. So
Um, yeah, I can definitely vouch on the turbo start by Fritz as well. I mean, like, everything that you just um described, I have done as well. And, you know, I think it works really, really well. I mean, and like for people who does not have that turbo start, the method of like taking a seasoned um sponge out of one of your other tanks and squeezing it will work just as good. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
you know
it's working well for me so far. Uh, I ended up ordering some other sponge filters because normally what I do whenever I take it out of the one tank, I just leave it in there and then I'll put another sponge filter in its place of the where the tank I took it out of. Good evening, all things fish. But yeah, I think I'm not saying everybody should do it, and then like certain fish I wouldn't do it with. You definitely want it to be a hardy fish that can handle it. I don't know, like you definitely don't want to do it with a discus because
right.
I don't think that'll go well. But
Yeah, I mean, I mean, like, I've actually, I'm not sure if this helps any or not, as far as like getting a new tank season, but I've actually also like I've went one step beyond, and like I would take some of my substrate out of one tank and put it into another, and plus also use some of the water out of out of one tank and put it into the new one as
Yeah,
well. Because I'm not sure if it helps any at all, but I mean, I'm sure it helps some, but
I think it does. Oh, we got some other people popping in. Hi, Anthony, and hi, Priscilla, and hi, Pam. But I have a new.
hello everyone. Nice to see y'all here.
Yeah, see, Geek Boy does it too. He has the Cis Well filter on a 75, and he's gonna put it in his 40 breather when he gets it set up. He just has it sitting there empty.
Yeah, there's definitely many ways of doing it, you know, but I mean, like, I think that as long as you do not try to like fully stock the new tank when you are using like any kind of like of the, the sponge filter method, where you squeeze in the tank or whatever. I mean, like, it's definitely one of them that you want to stock it slowly, considering that it is a new tank. I mean,
I agree with that. That's like the fish that I got. I went to Petco today. I got to quit going to that store. They're starting to get some different fish in. I mean, I'm not bashing Petco, but it's a big chain. Like, I'm about to go on a rant. Today, whenever we was in there, uh, she went to Beta also because I'm going to set up a fish tank at her work on Monday for her. Well, I'll help her out. She knows how to do it too. But we were looking at the betas I found for it. She found two dead ones, and I ended up finding one, and she found a fourth one. And I took them over to one of their stations, that they have with the sink and stuff. And I pulled the lady to the side. I said, "Hey," I said, "I just found two dead beta fish because they're in them stinking cups, and I really hate that. I really do." And
yeah, I,
then there was a couple beat up ones. I said, "You guys can't sell these." I said, "Look how bad this is. I mean, give it away to somebody, but not charge like freaking $20 for it. It's not."
hmm yeah. I mean, I have bought like fish from Petco as well. And I mean, like, really not all Petcos are bad. It just depends on the people that they hire and like, how they like care about, what they have. And, I do not agree with the whole beta in a cup deal. But at the
Yeah,
same time, like, I know that the people who work there, they just have to go by, the rules of Petco goes by, So
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
company standard.
hmm I
I,
mean I mean, it is definitely a sad situation for sure. But I mean, I mean, all that we can do is just like give them advice, and then hopefully, like after enough people will make comments to them, hopefully that they will realize, that hey, we need to do something about the issues that we have.
yeah, I don't know if like typing an email to them or something would
Yeah,
work.
I
I
mean,
like,
it
I like,
may.
sorry, I like how American Co-op does it. Uh, and KG Trockles does it. That's the best thing to do. But they're like KG Trockles. They're down in there every day doing water changes. American Co-op, it's a constant system, has a big sump at the bottom. I think they all should go to that for one. That's just me personally.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. I just read a comment. See, all things fish said, I used to buy dithers from Petco, but not anymore. I'll just pony up the money and have them shipped in. Yes, I mean, like, like Petco, you know, they do not, I mean, like, not all Petcos are the same, but like some out there, they do not show the fish the attention that they should. But, I mean, it's really because of based on hiring like people who are inexperienced. And, and I'm sure that the store doesn't give like the proper like training as they need to put in, with these new people. But I mean, it just depends on where you go to. I mean, and Priscilla said that if they are properly taken care of, cups can work as temporary store setups. Yes, Priscilla, I completely agree with that.
Oh,
I, I
mm-hmm. Yep, I agree with that too. Like my LFS, she uses oh man, these big quart mason jars, and just like what Priscilla said in her next comment, she has plants in there with them too. Like it's a good setup, and she takes care of it. But I know the Petco I go to, like they have, they're starting to get different fish in, and that's coming from the manager of the fish section, I guess you could say. And like I found red Venezuela cory cats. I bought 6 of them because I have not seen anybody having them for sale on like Get Gills and stuff like that. But I mean, you just get it and then you just quarantine it, keep an eye on it. But
I did see a video that you posted up about that, and like, how are yours doing so far since you set that that tank up?
I gotta
To have
remember,
them quarantine.
I might have to look to see how many days ago that was. uh, well, great. I mean, they're doing great. All 6 are still alive. They're eating well. Oh, that was 6 days ago. So yeah, it's doing good. I ain't seen nothing wrong with them. They're swimming around like crazy. They're foraging through the sand I put in there. I just hope I got a female in there. Hello, Tree 77.
Um,
There's Kev.
Geek Boys said, "Hey Kev, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you in here." Um, let's see here. Geek Boys said the experienced ones are more likely to be working at the small shops. Yes, I mean, that is very, very true. I think, in my opinion, now I realize that before I say this, that like there's more to it than what people realizes. But like, I think that like if you're going to have a pet shop where that you sell certain types of fish and like reptiles and stuff, that like every employee that is put at each section of the store, that like they should be giving a chart as far as like what they sell there, and that tells them sort of like the basics of what each fish needs and stuff, just as like servers that are hired at certain types of um restaurants, because I know that where I used to work at a restaurant before, that the servers were required to learn what was on the menu. So in my opinion, like I think that think that every fish store who's going to hire people like that, that they should do something in that way. I think, I mean, although a person may not know a lot, but I think that like they should have a general idea about what they sell to each employee.
Yeah, they should definitely know what they're doing. But Priscilla's right. It, just going off a chart, it don't work in fish keeping. And we all know this from our experience of keeping fish tanks now, that you are definitely going to learn by doing. They just need,
Oh yeah.
they just need to be better at it. I just think some big box places, like, they don't want to put the time in.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. That's just how I feel. I've been in there, like, but I think the longer they're there, they get the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like see, like the whole chart thing. When I was talking about that, when I mentioned that, I was more going on based on like, like if they're going to hire a employee who doesn't really know about fish, like, that employee needs to know something about that, something about what they're trying to get people to buy, at least, besides just pushing a like a baby Oscar on somebody who only has a 10-gallon tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I mean, I fully understand, like there are different, I mean, there's so many different, like, um, obs, ob, there's so many like different, like challenges when it comes to that, and, that's what makes the hobby so great because, like, if people needs to know anything about the whole, like what to keep, how to keep it, whatever, if another person that is in the store um is in like any of the YouTube channels or whatever, like they can always like send them to like, Priscilla or people like that, to help them learn more about it.
yeah.
um
It's just one of them things that. But Priscilla's right again. Uh, if customers are willing to pay more for the product or the livestock, they would get better employees. Like, if you look at
mhm.
big places like that, they they sell. It seems like they always sell the same stuff. If you have the right person in there working, they bring different things in. And I think a lot of it's going to depend on the area too. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, there was oh, what fish? I can't remember what fish it was. Oh, they all hello Edgar Rays, and there was somebody else came in. Oh, Fairlow. Hello. But like, this person that runs it, like, orders the fish or whatever. Like, they brought in orange sailfin plecas. I mean, yes, they're expensive. They're $50 a piece. But I think they're starting to get it to where they're bringing in different fish just to keep people interested to keep coming back. I think they might have finally got that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I think
Yeah, I mean,
if you can ask that person if they can get it, they'll get it for you. But I tell another thing I like, and I'm sure maybe Priscilla's where she works does, is the fish stores, LFSs or whatever. Uh, will take fish in. Like today, them guppies that I picked up, I got them for free. They also had true Siamese alligators or the flying fox ones, and they were big, so they were older. There's 4 of them. I almost grabbed them, but I already got 4 of my 55, so that just would have made no sense. And they'll say here, but they're going to ask you questions, and I like that too. That make sure that you have the proper tanks and stuff. But the issue is, you could tell them that you do, and how they going to know? You know, I kind of wish
Mhm.
I grabbed more of them guppies, but and every stinking female is pregnant too, so I only stuck to 3.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
usually how. Yeah. Hey, Scott's Aquatics,
hi Scott.
Furlough Aquatics. Nice to see y'all here. Um, Furlough Aquatics says if you are going to work in a pet store, it helps to have some kind of interest in the hobby. And with some big box stores, so worried about making sales, not worried about the proper care. Yes, I mean, um, and like I think, yeah, all things fish. He also made another comment too about the problem is everybody's wanting stuff as cheap as possible. Now that being said, I was once guilty of that myself. When I first got into the hobby, I always wanted stuff as cheap as possible. And, like, and, but I did not fully understand everything until this point, as far as, why things cost the way they do. And like that being said, I think that the new fish keepers, like, it is okay to buy cheap, but, um, in time as they um, progress in the hobby, that like they will learn that cheap is not always best. Now, to get to what Furlough said, it does matter as far as you know the big box stores just worried about sales and not the care, because I get it. Everybody has to make money, this and that. But um, if the big box stores would focus more about knowledge, that like they would definitely make more money. So I kind of got off topic there just a little bit, because I was trying to answer 2 questions at once, or shall I say acknowledge 2 questions at once. But
It happens. My flavor of choice tonight
like
is Yingling.
Edgar, hello, buddy.
I tell you what I like is when you go to a fish store, even in LFS, is the little kids showing interest in it. I really like it.
Yes, I I definitely like the fact that like you said, that the kids are wanting into it. See, like there's so many like with so much controversy in like the fish that uh, that they started making glow by putting the genes of like I think they want to call it a cuttlefish, I want to say, or
I,
something like that. That changes colors.
yeah,
But see, the like like now like if a kid wants that fish, and if that's going to get them in the hobby, then yes, I'm all for it. But I do not agree with if they are putting fish through harm
but see, I don't.
to make that happen.
I think it's just it's a genetic thing. that they introduced into them.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I've watched something with it. They're not like injecting them with glow stuff, you know what I mean? A lot of people thought that. I actually got 3 of them. My daughter really wanted it, and I did a 5-gallon tank for her birthday, and she loves it. I put a beta in with them. That beta's doing fine. I rescued a beta off of one of the family members. They didn't want it anymore. So I said, well, I'll take it. Better than it not being taken care of, you know?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, see, like there's a lot of people forgets that fish they feel pain too. I mean, like they have um, the same um, feelings and stuff as we do, but of course, because we're humans, like we don't understand a lot of it, but like if like we can get more people to sort of understand that, then I think that, everybody would try to be better hobbyists, I guess. Let's see here. Priscilla said that the consumer would pay 30% more. Would you get better quality livestock and better service? Oh, that like you
Yeah.
would get better quality. Yes. Yeah. You know, so the issue is, like people sees things as price tags and not see things as what they are. But of course, like the hardcore hobbyists out there, they they see things as what they are, not the price tag, but like it's but I think that as a new fish keeper who's getting into it, they're definitely going to go cheaper, but but till they get the bug of it or the love of the hobby, then that's when that they will start seeing what it is and not the price.
Yeah. I think, I don't, I mean, it's a good, I don't know how to say this. I guess you could say like the box change are good for people with less experience because the price is right for them, as opposed to a lot of us in, the fish hobby that will go and pay more for the fish because, it's going to be a better quality. Uh, that's why, for instance, like a lot of people, like whenever I get my fish from Dan's Fish, I don't quarantine them. I just throw them right in because I know how he does his, and also the LFS that I go to. She quarantines her fish also, make sure they're good, beefed up, they're eating and everything. Oh my, we got High Peplin, High Sandy, High Pride Moore, and Fishy Mon.
Brad Moore, Brian, and Sandy Dalty. Hello, everyone.
I'm gonna tell you right
This is
now,
pretty awesome.
I'm terrible with remembering names. I'll be able to remember yours though, but yeah, I'm terrible with names.
That's okay. I mean, I am too. I mean, like, to be honest with you, I mean, like, half the people that I know by names now, I actually written their name down right beside of their YouTube name
Oh
that they
yeah,
go by just to help me. Everyone's saying hello.
I agree with that. What she said.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, if anyone ever needs to ask a question or like need to know a certain answer. Priscilla is definitely very, very good at what she does. I mean, like, be honest with you, I would not know what I know now
Oh yeah.
without her and so many other great people out there, that I have had to, that I have had the pleasure to like become friends with. I mean, that's why the fish fam is so great, because you get to meet people that you've never seen before, that you only talk to online, but it seems like that every time you talk to them, it's like you know them all your life.
She said, "Don't ask me. Come to the store."
Yes, yes. If anyone is ever in the Colorado area, I forgot what county in Colorado, but go to the uh exotic uh I, I want to say exotic uh aquatics. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
I think
Not
that's
good
what
with names. Yeah.
Boulder
Geek
Town.
Boy says Boulder County. Yep. Skipper, so do you have any like new like projects that you're going to be like starting up with this year as far as like um a breeding side of it, like have you got any like new fish that you want to try to get to
I,
raise up or anything?
right now, I want to. I came before 10 p.m. LOL. Uh, I want to. I want to breed different Corys. Like I'm gonna work on them reds if I have a female. I'd like to get some of them blacks. I actually can start breeding the Madagascar rainbows I have because that sponge filter that I put in that tank that I put a video out on today is actually from the tank that they're in, and I found eggs on it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got make me what sponge malt. No, I had a brain fart there.
I have them all the time.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll probably do a video on that. I gotta find a book. I use a book uh, that's usually the same height as the tank that I'm using. So, because I like the fish mops to go the whole way to the bottom as opposed to like halfway.
Hmm.
And I had them for something. I know I made a video. My gosh, it's been over a year now. I can't remember what fish that was. And I found eggs in it, and I just couldn't figure out how to hatch them. But I know how to do it now. That's the great thing about YouTube, the fish fam community. You can learn so much from each other, but the way someone does it might not work for you. So I'm doing a combination of LRB with eggs and Haley from Oddball Aquatics. She did Corey's and she blacked the breeding box out. So what's nice about up in my bedroom, I had the blackout blinds. So it's dark in that room all the time. So I put them in a deli cup and I let them just sit there. I take the bad eggs out, and then when they hatch, I acclimate to the temperature of the tank that the breeder box is going to be hanging on, and that's how I keep them in that for a little bit until they start getting big enough that they would you could see them in a in a tank or whatever.
Hmm.
And you can do that with rainbow fish too. I know he's done that, so I'm gonna try that also. Now that I found eggs in on a stinking sponge filter, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I have yet to do the spawning um, mop deal, but I definitely want to. Like I definitely have to give Kevin at a Fuggin Fish credit because he was the one who taught me how to hatch my Corydora eggs.
Yeah.
And, I mean, but man, it's like you said. I mean, like, like, if you need to know anything, all you gotta do is just type it in on YouTube and it'll take you right to it. But it's like you said, like, because of someone's success at where they live at, you may not have the same success where you are. But um
Hmm.
but but the whole like um what's the word I'm looking for? Method is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Hey Sean, how you doing, buddy? All things fish said the only people whose name I know are because their YouTube username is their name or I have them on Facebook. Yeah, I've had to, like I said earlier, I had to actually get me a book and started writing down, you know, people's YouTube names. And then after I learned their real names, then that's how I know.
Uh, the ones I have. Oops, wrong one. That's funny though. Uh, they're Aquaneat aquarium sponge filters. In their corner filters. I got a heck of a deal on them. That's what it looks like. And I got them off Amazon. And then on here, it's still sitting here from last night's stream with Anthony. And that's the thing. With this one, what's nice about this is you don't have to put an air stone in it. It it already has one built in it. That's what I like about this. You don't have to beef it up or nothing. It might not show it.
I've actually seen those. I think I want to say on like um, um, Amazon,
Yeah,
and I really, really like how they are, designed to go
yeah,
in the corner of the tank.
yeah. You could see you could see the air stone in this one. The 10-gallon ones though, they don't have it, but it makes enough bubbles. What's nice about this one is the bubbles that come out are fine, as opposed to like it makes that noise. You can't hear these ones. Now I just tore the whole thing apart. Yeah, there we
Let's
go.
see here. Priscilla said, "How do you flip an egg without breaking the yolk?" Um, well, Skipper, I will leave that to you because I have seen you like like mess with your eggs in the past. So
I I think she's trying to make a joke.
I hope, because I don't know how to answer that.
Very carefully. That's what I want to say. Very, very carefully. If she says no, I'm serious. What's up,
Hey,
Big
Big
J?
J.
Oh my. Well, I can tell you how you do it. You boil the egg and then you can flip it. It won't break that way. No, it's funny. But no, they're. I think also the way I do it, I don't get a lot of fungus neither. With Cory eggs, they're very light sensitive. Um, so I think that it's just they need to first. I think they're like them Corridor and Nance. They're just too. I don't think they're mature enough to get it down packed to where, because I get more unfertilized eggs than I do fertile. Now the Plaudiotis, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Right fish on is called over easy. I get more of a success out of them than I do the other ones.
Yeah, I'm sure that it really determines like how many males and like females that you have. See, like like I didn't have no issue whatsoever like hatching my eggs. The issue I had was getting the fry after I hatched them out to live to a certain point to where like that they can just survive on their own without me having, I guess, baby them, so to speak.
Yeah. So I use Hikari. Uh, oh my, first bites. What I like about that fry food is real fine. So when it goes to the bottom, they can put it in their mouth. Now with I also use American Co-op's fry food too, but I don't think for the Corys it don't work out well. And the first bites are about the same size as a brine shrimp. That's how, I mean, it's small. It's like a dust, and you can get that. I mean, the pouches are about yay big, but you're not feeding a lot, so it goes a long way. Like I bought three of them, and I've had them for like, I don't know, a couple months, and I don't go through it. But once the fry get bigger, really, I'm gonna check that out, Geek Boy. But that might be something you want to try, since it's like a finer food for them to get in there because their mouths are really small.
Yeah, I definitely want to try, when I go to hatch out some more, see like, instead of buying the actual fry food, I would take my fish food that I have now and I would put it into like a um um blender and just chop it up as fine as I can chop it. You know what I mean? Like, I would just sit there and I would take like, like, see, most of the food I use is made by I want to say extreme Creole and and stuff like that. Like, I would take different types and just mix it all in and then just hit the button and just let it just grind and grind till it's just nothing but powder. But see, like, like Priscilla told me that like with corridors that like they like a a a less a less sterile in environment to live. So pretty much, so pretty much like by her saying that is like, she told me pretty much to just put the fry into a tank that is um less uh clean and
Yeah.
just like your basely, just pretty much a more dirty type tank, and then like then your chances of getting them to live and grow up is better, which I found that to be very, very truthful, because I actually took some babies and I just put them in like different tanks that I have, and I've been finding one here or there in all my tanks that actually lived and grew up, and I was not like spot um feeding them at all either. You know what I mean? I was just tossing in food for the fish I had in there, and they just ate whatever was left, and well, they lived.
Yeah, see, that's like I started out with. I'm gonna have to count it, but I started out with 6 of the Claudiotis, and it's a 20 gallon I have them in. I need to get a 40, but I'm working with what I got right now. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
there's probably, of course, I got to do a lot of water changes also, but there's probably, man, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go 10 to 12 in there now. Their baby just grew up in there like it was an egg. I bet you the eggs were on the sponge filter and nothing could get to it, and that's how they survived. And they probably stayed on that
Hmm.
sponge filter and ate off of it. That it just surprised me. One day I was in there looking, I'm like, where did those come from? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
which I thought was cool. I
Oh yeah.
I successfully hatched the Aeneas. They all died on me. I got to figure something out. I like what Peplin has up there with the old season tanks. Best for the tiny fry. That's because of what's in it. There's other microorganisms in there for them to eat, as opposed to
Yeah.
like first bites, the Sierra microns.
Like if you can like get like a tub of some sort and like make green water in it, that is what the chances is going to be to getting tiny fry to live the best. From what I have done research on and found out, like green water is actually gold when it comes to raising fish. But like I've never done it on purpose. I've always done it by um, accident.
Hatched, not have. They hatched and fed off the life that's in the tank. So what I think I might do is, because I eventually want to move all my tanks in one area. I want to make a fish room, but I got to figure out a cheap way to heat it because it's in my basement. I'm probably going to go with what Griffin uses is Eden Pure. I'm going to tarp it off You know what I mean. And
Mhm.
excuse me. And I'm gonna keep that 20 gallon since it's pretty seasoned. I'll just dump eggs in there. I'll get rid of the hang on the back filter and just run sponge filters in it. I'll run 2 sponge filters or something and just let it go. That'll probably work really well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do agree 100%.
Probably what I'll do is I'll start them. I just hate to put the eggs in there and not being able to see if they hatch and having to wait like 7 days to see if I got any. I don't want to. Well, always stir the food in there, do water changes, just don't gravel vac, which I very rarely do, by the way, because of the plants. They take care of that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I I did used to have a bad habit of like trying to keep my tanks spotless, whatever. But then I realized that I was doing it all wrong. Because like when you see these fish that are living in all of these creeks and ponds and streams and lakes, it's just nothing but just mold and silt everywhere, and they're just
Yep.
doing
I
fine.
I'll tell you how I used to do it. Whenever I was 13, I think it was. I had my first tank. I would completely drain it. I would carry that tank outside, and I would hose the heck out of the gravel like I'm starting all over. And I did not know this. And I would take it back into the house, put it back on the stand, fill it back up with water. They had tap water at the time, so I didn't have to use the chlorinator or whatever.
Hmm.
And I put the fish right back in. I didn't temperature acclimate or nothing. And believe it or not, I didn't lose a lot of fish doing it that way. But knowing now, I I I was doing it all wrong.
Yeah, you know, like just when we think that we have it all figured out, we learn that we don't.
Yeah,
That is for sure happens every time.
yeah, we all did that at one point. Yeah, and that's probably why we got away with it. That comment right there.
Hmm. Yep. But there's so much more like information nowadays than there is back then. Because like now, I mean, like you can find whatever and anything that you need to know. And like I've actually had trouble on trying to figure out which way to go because I would be searching one thing and then find like a couple of different ways to do it, and I would get highly confused. But then if you think about it, like it's all the same way, just people just got their own ways of doing it, you know.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Somebody just commented on the video I posted. I have to get back to him on that. I forgot to mention I dechlorinated the water in there too. Should have showed myself doing that. Then I'd have remembered I'd have remembered to say it. I'm a
Oh
rookie.
yeah.
Can't help it.
Hey, I still got a lot to learn. I mean, like I do not consider myself as a expert whatsoever. Like I'm still learning. No, I'm not like a new keeper, but phew, I'm pretty dang close.
Yeah. There's going to be so much through the journey that like me and you's going to learn. There's going to be a lot more.
Yes, definitely.
We're only at the tip of the iceberg right now.
I can tell that when I first got back into the hobby, I didn't realize that there was like a fish um, family type deal, on YouTube and none of that. And then after I found because I started out watching like aquarium co-op and stuff, and then I started like expanding from like different videos and just seeing what comes up. And I wish that I knew the people that I know now when I first started.
Yeah. We didn't have Fireball. Some hanging in this tree behind me. The little shooters.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. Good day to you too, GRB. Thanks for coming.
GRB, hello, buddy.
Yeah, we didn't have that back then. It was all trial by error. The one thing was though, there was a lot of LFSs back then before these big box stores came in. Because we used to have before Petco, where I don't even know when Petco started, but we used to have a fish store called Super Pets. And the wall of fish that they had, it was nuts. I couldn't believe it. It was a whole back wall, and I'm telling you, it had to be at least 50 foot long, that back wall of nothing but tanks.
Nice. I mean, I can remember as a kid, I mean, like, every time I would walk into a fish store, I mean, I can just get so excited about it, and like now that I'm back into the hobby, it really brings back memories like that, Um, but I'm going to turn my camera off for about a couple minutes because I got to have a cigarette.
Yeah, I remember whenever I was a kid, I would sit and watch that tank for hours. I didn't even I had a TV sitting above it, and it was very rarely when I had a fish tube per se,
Mm-hmm.
S says in Chelsea where he lives, there used to be 25 plus stores, and now they're down to 5 or 6 in a 40-mile radius.
It's very, very sad to see like these like small mom and pop stores, that you don't see many of them, like you used to.
Yeah.
But like I just hope that because of everything what's going on, I'm sure that like that the whole hobby, as far as fish keeping goes, has exploded a lot more than it has in the past 5 years. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah, I think it's going to make a comeback for real. A lot of what is helping is YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, uh, the social media platform helps get the word out there that like for instance, the LFS I go to, it's called Racetown Aquarium. Is it Racetown Music and Aquariums or Racetown Aquariums and Music? They also sell music equipment in there for like if your kid wants to buy a clarinet or a trumpet, tuba, whatever. But another thing that I think's kind of crippling, yeah, crippling them a little bit is uh, people figured out how to buy fish online, and people figured out the right way to ship them.
Yes. You know, speaking of the whole buying fish online, like I just recently got into that, and like, before I started doing this in the past month or so, I couldn't understand why like everything was so high, but now talking to more experienced keepers and stuff, I fully understand now because most fish that are priced really high is either based on like how long it takes to grow the fish up to size to sell, and also how hard it is to get. And as far as shipping goes, like I used to think shipping was really high, but then again, if you think about it, a person who's never shipped before won't understand why shipping's high. But if you actually go to ship something, then you understand because, like, I mean, like for one, shipping is going to be higher in this time, that's going on anyway. But to have a box marked as far as like perishable and and handled with care, it's going to be higher, so I do fully understand why that is. And now because of that, I have no problem with paying whatever the prices are for something that I want, because I understand why the people selling it has it at the price that they do.
Yeah, like use this example of Dan's fish. Uh, he gets in a lot of almost like his rainbows. A lot of them are rare, if I ain't mistaken. Hi, Rob's Aquariums Room. Thanks for showing up. Uh, that that's why the price is high. As for one, it's hard to get. A lot of ain't in the hobby. There ain't is like this comment, for instance. As long as it takes to grow out rainbows to something sellable, nobody's breeding them to try to make a buck. If you, uh, I think if you want to make $1 or so off of a fish, and you're breeding them yourself and you're selling them, you're gonna have to learn how to ship, because you're not going to get a lot of money if you go to an LFS. Petco ain't going to take them because they don't do that. Your bulk stores don't do that. My area, I know I have two, and it's in a 30-minute radius of travel time. And I know the one I mentioned, she would take them because I know, especially these long-term Claudiotas, she really was interested in that because she told me the prices she would have to sell them at if she got them from her distributor. Yeah, you did make a mistake there, Geek Boy.
Yes.
You should have bought them first and asked for forgiveness later.
Yep.
It's funny about those red Venezuelan corridors is she, my wife was with me. They had 11 of them. It's a good thing she was with me because they were 10. They were like $9.99 a piece. I'd have bought all 11 of them. I would have. We was in there. We was in there today, and they still had some left. I was real close to getting them too.
Yes, it's kind of like one of them things, that you just go ahead and get them, and then you buy them, be like, honey, I did not know that they costed that much. I mean, trust me, if I knew, I would have never paid that much. I'm so sorry. I love you.
Yeah, I agree with that. All things fish. But I also agree with what Peplin says. Best way to enjoy this hobby is to never do it for money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's like uh, I bought. Where did I get these plecos that I have? Bushy nose plecos. That they were albinos. I got them off my LFS. Uh, she they like, hey, good evening, Aqua Balls, George. Hey, what's up, Griff? Ain't no ladies here.
Hey, George.
Oh, Pam and
Hey, Griff.
Priscilla was here. But yeah, they bred, and I got so many right now. They need funny, and I'll just give them away. I don't care because they're so common that. All right, Griff. You're lucky you live a distance away. I'm just saying. But yeah, because something like that is common. It's pretty cool. They bred. It was nuts. I've actually, I think, had 2 clutches of them, and for some reason, the female died on me. I think she was older because the male I have now, he's younger, and his bristles are just now starting. He's really maturing now.
Yeah, I just have a female myself. You know, I don't know if I had a bad batch or just didn't know what to do at first, but I bought 6 at first, and then now I only got one left, female, but she's going strong.
Yeah. Yeah, just one day I looked in there and I was like, man, that male's acting awfully funny in that cave there. Oh yeah, there was babies. I got a guy at work. He wants 2 plecas. I said, I got 2 right now that are at a pretty decent size. You can have them. And I do believe it's a male and female, so I should put a cave in there first, see what happens. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I would
Welcome
definitely try
back,
that.
Edward.
Yeah, Brian at Pepperland Creek Aquatic says I give away a lot more fish than I sell to enjoy it. Yeah, um, you know, if you're going to like sell fish or whatever, I do recommend going to your local fish store and doing store credit. Because like when you do it that way, like, yes, like you may not get it a lot for it, but I do it just for the joy of it, and
Mhm.
then like like if you can get store credit to help buy what you need, then that's always a plus too. I mean,
Yeah, it is. All right, Griff. We'll see you later. Yeah,
you
I
know,
agree with you. I do.
you know, because this hobby, like when it comes to this, like everybody tells you you're not going to get rich, but just do it because that you really enjoy it and love it.
Yeah, it's like I live in a little town. Like I was like, man, if I ever hit the lottery, I'm going to open up a fish store. Figure it out. Whatever. But then I was thinking, I don't know too many people around here that actually keep aquariums. You know, I mean, there's a couple people on my street that do, but not crazy like we are. Like now, I had 8 tanks. I went to 9. Now I'm at 10. So 5 gallons in that tub I set up. I gained 2 tanks in a week. But I love doing it. I just love doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely easy to want to buy everything that you see. I mean,
Cool.
my
Boy,
goodness.
but you don't understand how hard it was for me today. We have 2 Petcos up town I live close to. It's called Altoona, PA. It's about 30 minutes from State College, which is home of the Nittany Lions. Well, we went to the other one, and they called them brown zebra plecos, but I think they were the Colombian plecos. And I ain't never seen them for sale in a fish store. I've seen them online. That uh, I just Geek Boy caught me off guard with this. Uh, rubber, yeah, rubber plecos, rubber nose plecos. They were $5.99. I was like, oh, I want to get 4 of them so bad, but I had to walk away. Just something different that I never had. That was at a decent price. I don't have a tank for them, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got into the hobby, I just wanted the fish, but now I'm starting to get more into um, um, like making more of the species that I have, and see the main issue I had was is like when I would watch somebody's like YouTube
I don't mean to
tour
interrupt.
of their stock that they had and everything.
Your dog's doing.
Um, I,
Uh,
huh?
your dog stopped licking. He's licking something behind you.
Yeah, his paw.
Yeah,
He's always licking something.
I said your dog something. He gave me the freaking stink eye. Like, quit snitching on me. Sorry, I had to
Yeah.
say. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, he definitely keeps himself well um groomed, so to speak.
Yeah, mine actually clip their own nails. I don't have to clip them. They chew them off. It's crazy. Every dog except for one that I've had in this house has done that. I was like, good, you're saving me money.
Yeah. Most time I'll just when it's time to have his nails trimmed, I will cut them myself. But
Yeah.
hard to walk into a fish store and not look at the fish when you go in for fried goods. Yep, that
Yeah.
is true.
It don't matter. You're just gonna go see what they have.
Oh yeah. I mean, see, I think last night I forgot who made the comment, but like we was on the live stream and like somebody made a comment about like it is YouTube's fault for like everybody
Who was that?
wanting to have like like these giant fish rooms, whatever. Now that being said, now like I have caught myself, wanting everything that I saw somebody else had, but but like but like Anthony and Kevin actually made a good point. I mean, like once you get to a certain point, you got to just stop and just appreciate what you have,
Yeah.
and and just enjoy what you actually have instead of trying to get more and more and more. Because like with a person who just wants to just get everything they see, they're not going to show everything that they have the same attention.
No.
And then you get bored, because I've actually caught myself doing that. Like I have a big tank behind me. It's not a big tank. It's a 40-gallon breeder, and I've actually changed the livestock in it at least 5 to 6 times, trying to figure out what I actually want to keep in it.
Yeah, but then you got to figure out what you're going to do with them other fish.
Yeah, I mean,
You either give it to somebody or you're building a tank for them, just to hold
yep.
them until they live out their life.
But like for somebody new, whatever, I do recommend them doing as much research as possible and just take your time. I mean, like, the hobby itself is about patience. Nothing happens overnight when it comes to the hobby. I mean, although, like, just because like you see somebody who has a certain fish with certain colors doesn't mean that if you go out and buy that same fish that it's going to have that. I mean,
Yeah.
and take it from somebody who has done that. I had done that a number of times. Like I saw a fish that I just had to have because of the looks of it. Then I'd go buy the same fish, and then I guess I was just impatient and didn't want to wait until I got that. So then I would just get bored of it and go buy something else. So patience is the key.
Yeah, but if you're Big J, you're just going to go get 15 more tanks tomorrow.
Yep. George Alcabal says, but we always need new stuff. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
yeah. High Maple Street. Yeah, it's I call it peer pressure when you get into them stinking stores and you're looking at, oh, that's a cool fish. Nah, what the heck? I'm just gonna buy it.
Yep.
Boy,
You
that's
know, like,
pretty fine there. Unless you figure out a way that you can do automatic water changes and set up a system, and you don't have to worry about it.
yeah, but the only problem with doing a automatic water changes is this. I mean, like, if you get to the point that you have that many tanks that you got to do a auto water change, you will not pay the attention that is needed to each tank when you start knowing that you got it on a auto water change. And then like you will miss things that you wouldn't if you actually had to do each tank by itself, by hand.
Well, yeah, because while you're there paying attention to the tank, you're looking at your fish, making sure there's nothing, wrong
Yep.
with it or whatnot. I agree with. I believe his name's Mike. Yes, it is.
Awesome. That
Finding.
is very, very true.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree. This is funny too. Yeah, it's true, geek.
Yep, that is true.
And that is the word of the day. Patience.
Patience. Yep.
Yeah, if that's another thing. If you don't have it, you're gonna mess. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes. I do believe.
Oh yeah. Now, like, if a person has that many tanks and if they are having trouble keeping up with them, then yes, by all means, go to a auto water change. But see, like, that that is my worst fear, is getting to the point where I got too many tanks and I start to sell fish online and stuff, like my worst fear is that, like, that I will end up turning into a have to job, and
Yeah.
then it turning into a job, and like a lot less as like a fun hobby.
Hmm.
I mean, that's what I don't want to ever happen.
Yeah, I agree with Mike with the with with ground out fry. That's a good thing, especially if you want to do it every day and you got a lot of tanks that they need that constant water change every day.
Yeah.
Some of them, like, see, I couldn't do that here. I would have to set up. Oh my, whose stream did I see that on? Whose channel? Oh man, I think it was Jad and Aquatics. I think where he had. Well, he's done it. A bunch of people have done it to where they set up to where they could take the chlorine out.
Um.
I forget what that's called. It's a dechlorinator system, but
Yeah. It's
that
kind of like a RODI unit, but except it's just like a carbon block system that just only takes out the, you know,
yeah,
chloramines and stuff.
yeah, it's a two chamber system. Yeah, carbon block, like Mike says. Huh. I don't do water changes every day. I'm going to tell you right now. I I I'll either do it once a week. There's sometimes that I let them go for 2 weeks.
But like, I think that's okay if you have a right. I mean, like, if you have a tank that has a pretty good amount of um, um, live plants in it, then yes, that is okay.
Oh yeah,
So,
and that's another thing. Let me think. All my tanks, but I'm going to say four, have sponge filters and hang on the backs. They're that's probably how I get away with it. That's overkill. uh, so Geek Boy asked a question. Now the drip system, how that works is whenever you turn it on, a lot of people drill holes in the back of the tank. They put uh, bulkheads on the back. So when they're doing that, they turn on, they leave it run for a while. It goes out the back. It goes into a drain system. A lot of people use a gutter system, or if you, it can get expensive running the pipe. I can tell you by just buying plumbing supplies that if you, they hook it up to PVC piping and run it into, a drain that they got set up to go into the, the sewage system or whatever. Or some people just do a French drain out into their yard. I've
mhm.
seen that. But I think the reason why it would be really expensive for me if I did water changes daily, getting into the dechlorinating and stuff like that. If I lived out where I grew up, I wouldn't have to worry about that. I could do it every day because I have a well system.
Yeah. Now, like people who has a well systems. Now, depends on where you live, but like if you have a well system, you are pretty lucky. I mean, but of course, it depends on what fish that you keep. But okay, now I have you guys on my TV. Say something funny, Tennessee. Get her done. Yeehaw! I love you, Janae.
Box of chocolates.
I got ice cream.
Have you seen my baseball? But he's calling you Miss Awful Balls. I
Say
think he
hi, Miss Aquaball. Hi, Miss hi, Miss Aquaballs. How you doing, Miss Aquaballs? Yeah. I'm country and I know it.
not, but not all well. If she's talking about well water, not all of it's good. I can tell you that right now. You have some places that have well waters. They got to hook up a water softening system. Now she's watching this on the big screen. Boy, I bet you my my big my big head is probably half the TV. But yeah, especially if I do this, we might scare the heck out of her.
Ah!
But not all well water is good because it depends on the minerals that are in it. And like I know some places they have really hard well water to where they have to hook up the water softener because some people whenever they wash their hair it changes colors.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've actually had a buddy of mine that he had a fish tank and like his water was so hard that like he would have like lime and like calcium like built up at the top of his tank. I mean, like that was bad. I
And
would.
that now I'm starting to remember all this now that my God, my childhood's coming back to me. That I had that calcium build up. And I think that's another reason why I would take that tank out and scrub the living daylights out of it. But imagine if you I wonder if you had a water softening system, if you would have to do something to the water. No, no. Yeah, free water is nice, but you pay the electric on that Peplin. And
Well, see, like
if that pump goes out, I've changed that at my dad's, and it's 100, 150 foot deep, and I had to pull that pump the whole way up out of there. The first time we did it by hand. The second time we used a cherry picker, a pulley, and a four wheeler.
hmm,
We did it the redneck
now
way.
now Priscilla said I would move if I had well water. That is because she is a shrimp keeper.
Yeah,
Now, like shrimp keepers, especially the stuff that she loves the most, which is Caradinas, softer water is what shrimp keepers would want. Now that being said, I fully understand why that she said that. And now because of that, that's why, you know what I mean, that if I kept like those carradinas, I would have to soften my water down and then then I'd have to like put the um, um, mineralization in it back into it, which is where a TDS meter and stuff comes in handy. But like I said, you know, like, for just like guppies and stuff like that, hard water is great, but depends on if you have them imported or not. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's so many different factors in where you get your fish from and what type of fish you keep based on where you live and what water you have will work. But that just goes back to like YouTube. I mean, you can go and find out whatever you need for what situation you have. It is incredible how much information there is. And if you can get into like YouTube sites, you know, that like we are on right now, like, you know, people like Aquavals, you know, Brian at Peppermint Creek, Priscilla. Like there's so many great people out there, you know, like LRB. If you
Yeah.
ever need help, they will be so happy to help you. I mean, so I encourage every new fish keeper, please do not be afraid to ask questions. I mean, I was there before and I still am. Like I learn every single day.
That's how you spell it, George. She makes a good point, though.
Yes. Speaking of that, so like LRB, I I don't know like if you know, I'm sure that there's some people who actually watch the video on it, but like he has one heck of a system at his house. I mean, like he has like his gigantic, you know, I call it a machine because that's what it looks like to me, but it's like this gigantic pump and he's got valves and everything. I mean, like he is high tech when it comes to his water. I
It's
mean,
like
like,
he has a water treatment facility in his basement. Hydro.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's who I was talking about. That's the one I did see that. That is nuts.
yes. I mean, I wouldn't know heads or tails when it comes to that. I mean, like, I would look at that thing and be like, okay, what do I do first here?
Yeah. I don't even want to get into that.
No.
Like that's yeah, but he breeds fish. I mean, what he does, he makes money off of it. And man, I just cannot. I can't see myself ever doing something like that.
Yeah, I mean, to get into it that big, you really have to be into it to a long time to fully understand it. I mean, you know, I guess this goes back to like, you know, kind of scared of something that we don't know nothing about, you know, but like, you know, but I'm sure, you know, to somebody who does understand it, that is it is not that hard to set up and it's easy. But City didn't give him another option when they started changing the water. Yeah. Yeah. Now, like that being said, you know, like, I can fully understand why he done it because that is his business. I mean, you know, like, and to be honest with you, he is actually living every true hobbyist dream.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
That man has so many tanks. But he has it set up. I, want to say most of his tanks. I'm not too sure if he uses filters.
Well, I know that he doesn't use any type of like hang on backs or stuff like that. Like you know he just uses live um plants and just very well cycled tanks, and occasionally depending on the fish he might add like a um, um power head to add current in the tank, but besides that, that's it. He is
Yeah,
all natural.
I can't wait to see this video. You watch Dan's fish
Yes.
when he gets this shut. I can't wait to see that warehouse. I can't wait to see it.
Yep, that is true.
Hey Bob, what's up?
Bob Kaler, it's the Codfather.
I send him a link so he can come up here if he wants. But I think he doing a lot of water changes. No, we lost Tennessee. I think you hit the wrong button when he was bowing down to you, Bob.
I'm back. I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I was right. said I said we lost Tennessee. I said I think you hit the wrong button when he was bowing down to you, Bob.
Yeah, Bob, we're talking about Mr. LRB Lucas Britz.
And we was talking about Dan's fish also.
Yes, Dan's fish.
He was the very first live stream I started watching. Honestly, was Dan's fish. You're welcome, Rocco. I'm also a veteran myself. It's funny, this hat is from oh man, what the heck's the name of that stinking diesel show?
Diesel Brothers.
Yeah, Diesel Brothers.
I love that show. And Rocco's Fish Room, thank you for serving. I really do greatly um, uh, appreciate your service so much. You have no idea. And Skipper, as to you as well, brother.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
He's saying shh.
And Bob, yes, I will always bow down to the Codfather. That's for sure.
I just now saw that. I don't know how I missed that. That's funny. That's awesome. That's great.
Thank you so much.
That's one thing that needs fixed in this country is taking care of our vets. I ain't even gonna get started on that one. I'm gonna end up getting political, and I do not want to do that.
Right.
Nope. I ain't doing that on FishTube. Nope, nope, nope.
I'll try, buddy.
I said don't get me started. Yeah, see? That's what this is what will happen if I get started. But yeah. Does anybody have any questions? Man, we've been
Yes.
here for an hour and 40 minutes.
Time flies by, that's for sure. But I have enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, this was a good stream. You know, we got a whopping 15 in here. That's pretty good. Last
Oh,
night
yeah.
I did it, I only had 2.
But you know what I mean? As time goes on, it will just get better.
Oh, yeah. It definitely will.
How many
How many
goldfish in 5
goldfish in
gallons?
5 gallon? Are you serious?
Um,
Honestly, that's a starter tank for it. Honestly, that's oh wow. I was just talking about that today, or whenever I was at Petco, the one lady we was talking about. She goes like, "Yeah, what Rocco says none." Uh,
none.
that'd be good to start it out for the 55 that you're going to need.
Yeah.
It's like you know how them feeder fish are like 25 cents or some ridiculous low price. They don't understand. Them things get up to 16 inches. What's up, Big Tank Hank?
Hey, Big Tank Hank. Nice to see you in here, buddy.
Thanks for coming. But people will buy them and put a bunch of them in a tank. They get 16 inches long, or up to 16 inches long. And that's just long. That's not talking about how wide they get. A goldfish is a carp. Okay?
Hmm.
I remember whenever I was in the fire company years ago when I first started in it, and I recently got back into it, that we had a pond. We didn't have fire hydrants where I where I grew up. So our tankers would fill up at a pond at the fire hole, and they would always sit in there, be waiting. Well, somebody put a goldfish in there, and I'm telling you, that thing got over. It's probably a foot and a half long, and about we're going to say 6 inches wide from belly to top fin. So yeah, they get huge.
Yeah, I mean, like a bunch of people don't realize, but goldfish are really, really nasty, like type fish. Now, that being said, I need to specify when I say that. I mean, like goldfish, they will eat anything and they produce a lot of waste by me saying that. Now, um, I would never recommend like more than 3 goldfish in like a 55 gallon. And still, yeah, even then, you need to make plans on moving them, especially if you're just getting like you're just common, like you're just common, regular um, goldfish, so to speak. But
Oh, I listen. I love them. Like I agree with Rocco. I love them, but man, they are dirty.
hmm
Like I'm actually breaking the rule that I'm talking about, but I'm doing it because I need to either find a pond to put him or her in, or I'm digging one this spring. I got a koi butterfly koi goldfish in a 20-gallon tank, and I'm going to tell you something. Whenever I did that, that son of a gun grew. Holy cow, did he grow! But he'll slow down now. But I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with it. I don't really want to dig a pond though because of my I got 3 labs, so they'll end up in the stinking thing. At least one of them will. I'm
You
gonna have
know,
to rinse it off, like
yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy, like how many types of goldfish that they actually have. I mean, like, they have made so many crazy different ones. I mean, it is. I mean, it's very um um interesting on how the hobby has progressed to come up with like these new different types of fish. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that like that when the hobby first started, so to speak, that nobody ever would have guessed that it would have become what it is today.
What's up, Fish Tropic? If I didn't already
Fish
say hi,
tropic.
I'm sure I missed quite a few. No, I don't think I did. Yeah, it's I'll tell you a place that has it down packed is over in China and Japan. Uh, yeah, how about her, buddy? Yeah, yep. That is definitely another topic.
Like she's going to kill me for this, but it's okay. But Priscilla is very, very knowledgeable about so many different things. So like therefore, if anyone has any questions as far as like getting into the detailed stuff, you can ask her.
Yeah, her stream's Sunday at 3:30 Eastern time, I believe.
Yes. Yes, it is. So,
She,
if you got any like very,
uh,
very difficult questions, just stop in and see her. And by the way, she has some great, fantastic art. I recommend anybody having in a fish room or a non-fish room.
yeah, she's saying, "Oh my God, stop." Uh, ask this question. I'm going to tell you. I know a little bit about this from where I live in Pennsylvania. Our frost line is 3 foot down. So whenever if I dig my pond, it's going to have to be at least 4 to 4.5 feet deep. So that in the wintertime, I think I mentioned this last night. Yes, I did. In the wintertime, it can go below the frost line. Sorry. Uh, if you got to go below the frost line so that the goldfish, koi, or whatever, they'll go into like a hibernating state, and they, you know, so they'll stay alive. You don't want them to freeze to death.
but but um all the people out there like, I do recommend you going to watch her stream. I mean, She has some amazing art, but please do not bombard her with. Please do not bombard her with a bunch of fish questions. But I'm sure from time to time she has no problem with helping out at all.
Yeah, Bob, I definitely say you're past the beginner phase.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm not. I'm just going to answer this because the rosy minnows, the 19-cent fish that you get at a Petco or an LFS or feeder fish for something like your predatory fish, we'll just say an Oscar. That's why they're not made for the fish tanks that we keep because they'll get big. That's the babies that they're selling. We'll just say that. Definitely the babies. I wish I knew what the heck he's saying.
And who's that?
No, I'm not an art person. I don't
I,
even know how to say it. I got rid of
I
it.
don't either. I barely got my high school diploma, so I definitely ain't gonna attempt that.
No, I'm not either. Oh, dwarf rainbows. Okay. He used a stinking
Okay.
scientific name on us. You gotta keep it
Yeah, I mean,
simple with me, bud. I love the kiss method.
now, if anyone on here has not really seen much of her art, I'm going to show you just a little bit of it. There's these, and they all come signed from her. So anything that you order from her site, you will get signed. And now, like I said, this is just a small portion of what she offers. So please, I recommend anyone going and checking her out who does not have any of her art. Yeah, yeah, this beard type thing I got talked into, so I'm trying it out. It's probably why I look like I hit 50.
Hmm. Oh, that's cool, Bob.
That's very nice, Bob.
I actually won something off his stream. Gift certificate to Priscilla's website.
Nice. That's always a plus.
I am with Mike on this one. You want to see some crazy Arapaima videos? Go to Predatory Fins. Is it Fins?
Yes.
Yes. That is just nuts. Well, about 5 minutes. I'm going to shut this down. Give them for 2 hours. Wow.
You know, it doesn't seem like that. You know that we've been going for that long. I mean, but I guess time goes by fast when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Aquarium Cop, nice to see you here, buddy.
Yeah, what's up, bud? Thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing the live stream also.
All things fish. Yes, that is true. Building a fish room and fish art is required equipment for sure. You can't have no fish tanks unless you have some fish art.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we had a long stream last night. I had to back out though. Well, drive safe, Aquarium Cop. I almost called him American Cop. Yeah, try doing one of them.
All things fish said, I think I'd run out of beer during a 4-hour stream. Yep, I did. But it's fun. Anthony will always have my respect.
Oh yeah, that was a fun stream, man. That was fun. I'll probably be back up on there sometime too. I don't mind co-hosting for people. Helps them out.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually the first time that I've ever done a co-host type thing, and I greatly thank you so much for having me up here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, I wonder if I'm just trying to think of something. We talked a little bit about this before we went live. Was with StreamYard. The free one, is it 20 hours a month? I wonder. I'm gonna have to look at that. He froze up on us.
Hang on one second. I'm back.
There it is. Is Guam in the N? Oh, I should know where this is because I tried to extend my enlistment to get deployed there. Yes,
Thank you, Bob.
I agree with you, Cod Father. I'm not going to, we'll call it StreamYard Premium, to where you get unlimited hours. 8-hour flight west of Hawaii. Yeah. Well, I'm going to thank you all for watching. You all have a good night. Get some good sleep. I want to thank everybody for popping up on here. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.